Some interesting vocals in the background. Almost like a deep voice. That. Let's listen for a second. What? I can almost feel that. Well, that sounded like a tree falling. What the heck? Hopefully that picked up on this. It's completely still right now too. You can see if I look at the trees, they're not moving at all. Oh shit. Wow. Unbelievable. Wow. Wow. I was just talking about owls. Wow. Oh my gosh. loud. You can just hear the echo. What the? So it's about... What the heck is that? Wow. I don't know if that was a bang or a gunshot. For some reason, I don't think that was definitely a gunshot, even though it was kind of similar. But I don't know. There it went again. That is what it was. That was a tree coming down, and a big one. Here it is. Well, I think this is going to be an end of the year hike, and it's a short hike that I'm doing. It's kind of the end of the day. I had a little snafu where I had to fix something on my vehicle. That's kind of cool looking. But what I'm noticing is it is incredibly thick here. Even without any leaves, it's hard to even see through. I can imagine in the summer, there's a tree that's kind of leaning. Another one right there. Very cool. This is an area that in the Midwest that I'm aware of, and it's a very area, so not really looking to explore this area, wondering if Sasquatch or anything are around, but just go on a hike and see what I find, and see if we find some structures. Or speaking of, just kind of looking down there. This is cool. On the way down to take a quick look at that, I see this branch and that one, both upside down. Very cool looking creek bed. That it's real interesting across the way there. It's a bit wet, so I don't think I'm gonna hike down. That's a hill right there, but wow, that's funky. Just all that right there. I see a pretty cool looking broken tree. I can't really tell how that's... It looks like just a big part of a tree is just facing up. I don't see where it broke off from. And then right here looks like a beautiful little arch. cool spot. This is actually a pretty short hike. It ends at a creek. And look at that though. That's what got my eye initially. And that is cool. Look at that. Got the one tree that's kind of at a curve, like almost like an arch. There's the bottom of it, with no bark the whole way down. And there's these two big trees laying on the ground here. Oop. Look at that though. That's cool. It's a chilly day, but we do have some bird chirps, which is cool. Look at that. Nice start. As short of a hike as it is, who knows what I'll find on the way, but I also don't have lots of time. It's the end of the day. Fix the car, and then I was planning, there's a break up there, a hike. And I was like, man, and I got it fixed. It had a little time left, so wow, look, it looks like way in the distance there, it's like there's a couple bends right there. Maybe on the way back, I'll see if I can check that out, because that is cool. It's kind of a bunch going on over there. There's a tree down, and over right in there, looks like a bunch of stuff stacked up or something. So here's this. I wanted to also, man, this is cool. Look at that. That looks pretty intentional to me. I'm pretty sure that tree right there is just propped there. Either way, I think there's enough there where I would consider that to be handiwork. But then right up here, it's kind of cool. There's I don't know what to call it. Bunch of small trees. One's bent, kind of all tucked together. Right, so I've barely gone any further, and from where I just was. And this is just a really interesting spot. I see that tree that's leaning with the roots up, but you could say that this is the cause of what I'm gonna zoom in on, but that almost looks a little bit twisted right there. Very cool. It's almost like it was broken up there to go parallel with the big one. Almost parallel. Man, and then there's, if you have a look, one limb goes down, like it's broken off in that, and then it goes, you see that? I don't know what that sound was. But that's interesting for sure. There's like vines wrapped around and stuff. And even here, there's like an amazing arch right there with a broken tree. Looks really old too. I think that's a dog. And then right here, a couple trees once again sort of bunched together. It's like another sort of pattern that I'm seeing here. Looks like the second time. Right over here is an amazing arch. You can see that right through there. Beautiful. This is cool. I love this time of year when there's no leaves because you can see farther, but it is so thick here that it's thicker than a lot of places I've seen. Check this out over here. It looks kind of unnatural. Got that tree going up in there, and then you've got a couple that are leaned up against that other one that's going the other direction right there. This area definitely has that look to it. Across the way from that is another bend, like a beautiful arch right there. A really old arch right there. And just a cool background. And then there's this, I don't know, it looks like there was water down there. Certainly looks like it could have been wet. You know what I'm thinking? Are there any impressions? Unlikely in my experience. I find a lot of places that seem ripe where you might find footprints, and I just don't find them. I really think they cover them up. We have a super thick section of, I think it's saplings, right? The little baby trees. There's looks like an arch right in the middle there. Another one too. There's one sort of right through there, and then over to the left. See that? And there's a woodpecker, or a couple knocks maybe. I think it's a woodpecker somewhere up here. Huh. Look how thick that is. Wow. So we do have some pretty clear deer prints. So who knows? Keep an eye out. I don't know what that is. Kind of weird. But definitely some prints. No clue what that is. Or what would have made that? Chilly day in the 30s, I would say. There's tons of bird sounds. Love it. Makes me feel like spring in a way. Apart from the way it feels. A few things here. Ooh, look at that. Hawk? Where'd you go? Right there. Where'd you go? Shoot. Somewhere through there. There it is. Wow, it's flying. I can see it. Wasn't gonna stop. I did see something, but then I saw a few things. And then I saw this after I decided to check it out. It's a limb over that branch on the tree. It's something I've seen quite a few times that I wonder if it could be intentional. And in typical fashion, there's a small branch broken above it. But then I'll show you what first I saw kind of the same thing with this huge tree that fell. I saw that branch, I saw this tree, and I thought, oh, that looks like it could be something. But then as I'm walking a little further, I saw that right there, and I was like, whoa, that's cool. And look at how many, there's that little kind of, I could be reaching here, but now I'm just observing everything around. That looks like a mini arch right there. But I saw this one, and then this one really caught my eye and made me have to come check it out. Right here. And you can see the creek in the background. Looks pretty amazing from up here. This looks kind of similar to something I found before on the property that I camped at. Sort of like a little hut with all these just limbs or whatever, plants, just all kind of in like a dome. And then what's really cool to me is this, look at the bend on this arch right here. Look at that thing. And then there's this kind of collection of sticks below it. Look at that. And all the birds. I guess you could say, oh, there's no Sasquatch because of all the birds, which may be true, I don't know. Look at this right here. It's like a little X, almost like a, I don't know if it's really an asterisk as much as just maybe a simple X. Center screen is that arch I was just looking at, and then right here, right along the trail, it's like a double. How cool. Check out the end of it. It's kind of got a bunch of stuff on the end. Listen to the nice birds. A couple pine trees in the middle. Be so easy for someone to hide out there from me. Can't see. And as I looked at the map, I noticed that looked like a nice section of the creek here, and that's kind of one of the things I wanted to see. It looks like a wide part. We'll see how it is. All right, yeah, this is pretty cool. It is a wide open part of the creek. Very cool. And of course, a big tree that fell over, it was pushed over. I wonder if there's a big arch somewhere down there. Bald eagle? Yeah. How cool. Oh, what's it doing? Where are you going? Right through there. How awesome is this? This is the end of my hike. There's an alternative trail back I can take. This is perfect. It's exactly what I hoped for. Probably the shortest hike I've ever taken. There's plenty of beach or whatever you call it on the side of this creek to check out. I'm not hopeful for prints, but I'd love to find one. Look at that. This must be amazing when it's all grown in. Just beautiful. Must be a property nearby. That's a dog. Wow. Amazing spot. Look at that. It's like twisted. Gotta go look at that. Lots of I don't see feet with them, so maybe coyote. Not sure what that is. It's kind of wide. Oh, maybe a boot. Or what? It's not a footprint, is it? Look at that. Almost looks like toes. This thing. It's like from there. See it next to my foot. Look how clear that is. I don't know. Is that a footprint? That's not an edge of a toe. That's like a leaf. But gosh, it almost looks like a big print. I was hoping to find one. I don't put too much into it, but man, is it thrilling to see a possible one right next to my shoe. Wow. For a look at this that kind of looked twisted from back there. Might have been. Get out of the sun glare. Kind of looks maybe twisted a little bit right there. Definitely have seen that before. So just to look at everything, I don't want to be a party pooper, but it kind of looks like it could be tread. That's the one I was just looking at. To me, it doesn't have clear tread, but it could. I don't know. Just fun to look. But I did see some tread up the trail, so people have walked down this. What I gotta do before I leave the water is ground for a second. I'm just sitting here, actually on a log. Notice a nice tree break right across there. Walking trail, so certainly this could be by people. It definitely looks like a variety of rocks. I don't really know rocks, but it's pretty cool ones. That's cool. This is the top of that fallen tree with the big root ball. And it's definitely an archy looking branch, couple branches in there. And that, which is actually, that one there, if that's bent, that's actually further than this fallen tree. And there's a broken tree here, which that's also, doesn't look like the fallen tree really landed on this. So interesting extra detail. Stuff going on right there. Definitely a bunch of broken limbs all just sort of mixed in. And then there's another arch right there. Possible arch. Hard to say. Did it happen from the tree falling or was it built into it? I do see right there, if you look center screen, that like tree or whatever, big limb has no bark and it just leaned into this. Interesting detail on a broken treetop up there. Bunch of archy looking limbs. And just a ton going on in there. It's almost like a little shelter with a couple of rocks in the middle. Just right next to this tree ball, this one rock has this, kind of looks significant. Figured I would capture it. If I had more time, it's kind of slightly elevated right here. Love to just hang out here for a bit. Of course, I can't walk by my picture perfect arch. And I do see a mini one, but it's sort of other direction right here. Look at that little guy. Definitely funky looking right here. Back up the zoom a little bit. This with the double arches. Wow. Got some really cool looking stuff, possible structures today. Makes you wonder about all of it. A broken tree up there and that massive one broken. That's cool. That's similar to something found a while back, not super similar, but from one angle how there's one broken and then the two. Those are cool though. And this tree obviously fell a long time ago. And somehow these much younger trees got bent like that. And there's this broken one right there. The background's kind of cool too. Interesting entanglement of, well, there's one just hanging, of limbs. A few more along the way right here too. Those through the Y of that tree. There's another upside down limb mixed up in there. Cool. Right past this arch, I see some really fresh broken wood, so I wanted to check it out. Looks like that tree broke. Right up there. Okay, just just broke and fell straight down. Yeah, I just saw fresh broken wood and just wanted to see what the deal was. Man, that doesn't look too rotted, does it? Maybe in the middle. But if you know me, I have no doubt they could have done this. I find it, I don't know. It's a lot. That's something serious for wind to break. There's kind of some almost like little glyphs right here. I go this way, there is this tree leaning with a lot of the bark removed just on the top half. And then I am struck by this unbelievable looking arch, and that fallen tree is there. There's another one there, a really funky looking tree there. Some interesting vocals in the background, almost like a deep voice. That, let's listen for a second. I can almost feel that. Listen again. Look at this whole area. I can still hear that other voice making some sounds. That was just it. A little more faint. Is that another dog, or is that some kind of... There's like a resonance to it. Look at this, though. I definitely want to go that way. I think that's what I was looking at on the way down. But look at all these angles here. Could be another dog, I don't know. we'll get to, I'm glad I recorded it. But yeah, I wanted to see this. That noise is going, but it's kind of faint. We got this with a beautiful little arch over there. Small one. Beautiful arch here. Right in the middle, mixed in with a whole bunch of other stuff. This limb. Hearing that sound again. 2 arches there, or 3. That was that noise again. There it is again. That might be a dog. I don't know. But it just seems like it's further away and it just, you can almost feel it. Anyways, there's those 2, 3 arches. I was really drawn to this too. Because it has that amazing arch right there. And some are definitely of the belief that that's simple and explainable. A tree fell and caught it and pulled it down. And I'm not so sure. I think sometimes they make these with the fallen tree. That's just my thought. Either way, that is one. I mean, that thing is, wow. And then there's more this way. What a grand finale. There's that break there in the middle. And then there's a limb that bent, I don't know, 4 or 5 trees. That's gotta be what I saw earlier, and it's actually way cooler than I realized from a distance. And look at that bend right there. Wow. That's the break. And there's another arch right there. That's the first one I was looking at. And there's that one. My thought is purpose, possibly, to these. I feel like there's too many, and there's too many different directions for this all to happen from this. And plus, those ones are not caught by this tree. They have a limb that's really old, just leaned up on them, holding him down. And coincidentally, there's 2 on that side. So I think it was probably handiwork. Here we are, the broken tree. 1, 2, 3, 4 bends. 5, 6, 7. By this old limb. Wow. I know there's probably someone out there thinking this might be a portal. I haven't a clue, but I've just heard it said enough. Or something to do with energy, purpose. And there's like an older looking bend. And then, that's kind of cool. And by the way, there's a lot of, when I'm walking, I can just feel big impressions. That's what it feels like. So here we are from this angle. How cool. Look at this old limb, this old tree. I think it's from that. I think, although that's all mossy, but it looks connected. at that from this side. Are you kidding me? Look at how they're all meet in the middle there. Wow. Amazing. I think that's going to do it, but there is something else I'm hoping to go look at. So we'll see. This hike sure delivered for me anyways. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Look at the vines all. They went up that tree and down all together. More look just from a little further back. Look at that. And that one's kind of lined up with them. No freaking way. I almost feel like this tree fell a long time ago because it looks so old. And that part was lifted up at a later time. It's like rotted, you know? Like I think it fell a long time ago. And we got a woodpecker. Just a little ways, there's all that stuff in the background, and I don't even know if I saw that. Almost looking arch that way or bend. But then right here, there's all these limbs leaned against this. I almost feel like that could be family members. Two big ones, younger, and then smaller. But I don't know. Look at this massive X. Wow. That's big. That's amazing. One has bark, one doesn't. So there's that one that I was just looking at. Look at this. Zoom out. It's like a twin. Another massive X. Wow. And just to nail it home, that right there in the background is the second one I was just looking at. You can't really see the angle of the X from there, but look at this. Right here. So I guess I'm gonna end it there. I might, let's see. So I just showed you this one, and you can see the two trees now. They're both kind of bent, but almost looks like maybe an arch going over the water. Is that what I'm seeing? I think we will end it there. Kind of looks like an arch. I can't really tell. Right there. Either way, it's no big deal. I have filmed a million arches. But yeah, I had a great time on this really short hike. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one, and I guess see you next year.
ho, 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 sing ya, ho, sing